Morning, Johnny boy.
Hey, good morning, Jimmy. How we doing?
Good, man.
Good. We are here on a fun little pre-Christmas vibe.
Yeah, buddy.
We're doing our two-step. You can do it all by yourself.
Got my Griswold jersey.
Love the shirt. I'm a huge fan. I've got my Home Alone inspired Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animals on.
Yep.
It's a holiday classic.
If you're watching on YouTube, we're jamming a two-step.
Yeah,
You're
not
on
going to hear
Spotify.
it.
You're hearing it, baby.
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yep.
iTunes.
Apple Podcasts. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
I think there's another one. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to turn it down, but we're going to jam for a minute. I played a special Christmas playlist for my boot camp this morning.
Did you?
All they did was like remix some Jingle Bells into like the most random assortment of songs. It was ridiculous. Like, whatever, keep going. It's Metallica for Christmas, so we'll take it. All right, I'm going to crank her down.
Oh,
I was a couple seconds late on that one. All right. I might get to use my first beep. Who knows? Oh, yes.
let's do it. I need to
It's
start
time.
with this.
Yep. This morning, Rise, Sunny D.
Stopped by my special gas station. They didn't really. I thought they'd have something unique, but
It's amazing how hard it is to find.
a little breakfast.
I do like that one.
That one is nice.
Yeah, they make the like Kool-Aid one too.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a good one, but something about that Sunny D, like the carbonation is just perfect.
They had the apple sour one and that one.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
The
Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid one, yep. Yep. Again, I don't know many I don't like, if I'm being real honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't ever been like, oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah. It's kind of a sad day, Johnny.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's up? What do
Well,
we
you
got?
you know I'm going down to that to Cletus McFarland's joint.
Yep.
See this Christmas lights and Christmas tree drag race this weekend, and Greg Biffle was on his way there.
I did read about that. Yeah.
Oh man.
It took me a couple reads to realize that was where he was headed, is where you were headed too.
Yeah, whole
super
family.
bummer. Yeah,
whole
dude.
family on his private plane died.
Yeah, R.I.P. Biffle, dude.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
he was a super guy too.
I've only heard great things about him. My dad was a huge NASCAR fan, so I've always been like in and around the ecosystem a little bit. And he was one of those guys you always heard nothing but good stuff about. So
Yep, he was always helping other people. You know, during North Carolina, that's how Cletus and him met each other, as far as I know.
Okay.
It's because he was a helicopter pilot as well, so he was flying in and out. He lives in North Carolina, I think, but he was flying in and out supplies and people.
Man, that's really cool, but
yeah. So it's
hate
a shame.
to hear it.
Yeah, he just started a YouTube channel, you know, and so I was watching. Yeah, and he seemed like such a fun guy, and you know,
I'm gonna be real honest with you.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to sound insensitive, right?
Okay.
But the first 5 posts I saw that were mentioning that Greg Biffle had passed away in that plane crash, I was 1,000% sure it was Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers.
Yes.
Dude, I was like,
I
think somebody's playing with me here. I was like, this is not funny. If either one of those guys passed away, not cool. But I was like, no, wait a minute. He just looks very, very much like Joe Gatto. So
I know they still do Impractical Jokers, but it's not the same without Joe.
It's really not. Like, it's still an, if I'd only found it now, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
But
knowing Joe's not there.
Knowing that he's not there anymore. That guy
was hilarious.
Absolutely unhinged.
I always love when he would yell Larry.
Yeah.
Because I always think about Larry. Larry!
Yeah. Especially since we have a Larry here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. Because his other stuff isn't as good. He's a great Impractical Joker.
Yes.
I mean, hilarious. But his stand-up was like,
yeah.
And the podcast that he does with Steve Byrne or whatever his name is like,
yeah.
But Impractical Jokers, the classic episodes,
and
we will put those on and watch them for
I
hours on end. And I used to hate the concept of that show. I never watched it, but I hated it.
Really?
You'll realize a trend with me. I form a strong opinion early, and I got to be really convinced to change it. But one of the older guys at the fire station had put it on one time, and as one of the younger guys, you're not allowed to change it. You just watch whatever's on. And after like the 3rd episode, I was like, all right, this is actually really good. Like, it's hilarious. Once you realize the concept of like the punishment, and they can't say no, or they're like, oh, well, okay. Like there's some skin in the game on this thing. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I always love a good prank tattoo. So we've got some special sort of guests in the room today.
You come in.
Yeah, I was warming Jace up on the mic earlier, getting some levels in. And he's a natural,
He wants
dude.
badly to come in there.
Yeah, well, come on, dude. I can set up a third mic real quick.
They want to come to work today with me.
Yeah.
Here he is, everybody.
We got the boys in the house. So, yeah, little boys club today.
Yep. So we're here just a short day today.
Yep.
Heading out to...
Yeah. I'm excited, dude. I was trying to figure out every way I could go.
Yeah.
And, like, you told me yesterday that it was sold out, so there was, like, a little bit of relief.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, right, I'm not missing out on something I can't get into.
Yeah.
So that's better. But when I thought I could go, I was super bummed. Because we're just doing like one dumb Christmas thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today's Friday. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon at some point. And I'm like, dude, we're going to waste like a whole weekend of cool stuff because of this one stupid thing. And my wife was like, please stop calling my aunt's Christmas party stupid. I was like, are we going to drag race with Christmas trees on top of the cars? No, it's stupid then. And in comparison, it's very dumb.
Yeah.
So she'll get a kick out of that. She's already mad at me. So
this is 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, dude, we're doing it.
Yep. So this will be our third YouTube. Johnny
and
figured out the audio.
I think so. Yep, I think so. Last episode, audio quality was not up to our standard, but we're gonna grow. We're gonna get better.
Spotify, the normal podcast platform sounded great.
Yeah, the audio only did come out good, so I think I cracked the code on this thing.
All right, we're gonna find out.
Shout out to Riverside FM if it works.
Mm-hmm.
If this sounds like crap on YouTube, no shout out.
Right.
But I will say, after I've been able to run some numbers, we are getting more views on YouTube than we are getting listens on podcast apps.
Really?
Yeah. I expected it to be the exact opposite.
Yeah. Like I'm not. Of course, I watched, but
yeah,
I prefer the podcast. Like
I do too.
Listen.
Yeah.
Mostly because driving. You know, like you release the YouTube one first, so I'm trying to like play it as I'm driving down the road.
Yeah, and I think that might be a little bit of it is maybe because I'm getting the YouTube out first. It is a little bit simpler process. I'm not gonna lie. I think maybe it's absorbing a lot of the early listeners that want to listen right now. So like maybe it's skewing.
My question is, why aren't you people listening to it again?
Yeah, just listen to it twice. Like we're asking for 8 people to do something cool for us. No, we actually had like I think we're at 30 views, 29 and 30 on the 2 videos we've posted. Not this one I just dropped last night, so not episode 6, but episode 5, wound up with somewhere around like low 20s for our numbers. So, I mean, we're getting some decent traffic.
Yeah.
All things considered, getting a little bit, behind the scenes here, a little BTS. But it's getting better, which is good. That's what we're looking for. Just like everything, looking for a little growth.
I did hustle it yesterday on it's kind of like a regional fitness manager call. Okay. It was usually run by Andy, but Andy was traveling with Rodney. I was saying, is it going anywhere fun? He's like, no. It's like close to you guys. And I was like, Middleton? Yeah. He's like, no, different state. So it must be an acquisition. But so he couldn't run it. So we had Jordan. I'm blanking on what club she's at, but she gave a presentation on supplements. And at the end, I had everybody go, just share your favorite supplement. She did a really great job. She uses this really neat kind of tracker where you put in the person's body fat, muscle mass, height, age, weight, blah, 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 and it spits out kind of a formula for macros. Okay. Apparently this is on our intranet, so I got to do a little digging on it. Huh. But it's kind of neat. So anyways, as we're going around asking everybody their favorite supplements, somebody mentioned creatine and an MACA combination. You ever heard this?
No. MACA.
Maca root.
Okay, yeah.
It's related to broccoli. It's a cruciferous root. They call it Peruvian ginseng.
Okay. So I have heard of the maca or whatever you call it.
Okay.
But I didn't know that there was like a good correlation to broccoli. I mean, creatine.
Yeah. It's a supplement they use to like boost energy, stamina, libido. But apparently people use the combo for their BBL.
Oh, okay.
Which I had to have clarified to me what that meant.
Yeah.
Brazilian butt lift, Jace.
Yep, Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah,
you can say it. It's okay. You're allowed in this room.
So apparently taking the 2 makes your butt big.
Okay.
So I don't know how true that is. So
well, if
any listeners out there want to give it a shot,
I got a new recommendation, everybody. So we could all use a little maca creatine combo. But yeah, all right, interesting.
Yeah, I tried to do a little research on it last night. There is no evidence.
Yeah,
there is just anecdotal and
TikTok lady,
TikTok evidence that
her husband's got a maca farm out in California. She's trying to promote.
Just a claim.
That's funny. Okay,
and if anybody sounds like it shouldn't harm you in any way.
So it's funny. I have a actual former research physician as one of my clients now, and I have. I struggle to not try to sound smart around her because she's smarter than me.
Right.
She knows significantly more about almost everything than me, except for form and technique on weightlifting, so it works out well. But I had mentioned this really neat program that John Travolta helped develop for the fire department with using a sauna as detox and kind of helping clear up some of the free radicals you get that are leading indicators of potential cancer. I didn't mean to get it there with her, but she's like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, well, they found through some research that some of the more significant markers of potential cancer had lowered, through this sauna detox with some high sodium solution you would drink and you would sweat and you do it a couple times and blah, blah. And she goes, well, there's no FDA approval for that. And I said, I don't think it was an FDA approval thing. And she goes, well, you can't just have markers as a clear indicator of, success. And I was like, I don't know. I'm just saying,
How do you find out whether it works or not?
You got to start here, and then you got to move up, and that's what I told her. I said, on a long scale, I think there's definitely some positive benefits from some sauna detox.
Yeah, sweating is a detox. Yeah, detoxification
and
itself.
The biggest input for firefighters in a carcinogenic environment is actually on the skin. They were showing really high cases of thyroid and testicular and prostate cancer because of the just absorption rates in the neck and the groin. So again, I wasn't claiming an FDA clearance on this, but she went over exactly every step it takes to get actual evidence that counts. And I was like, oh, that's too much. I'm good. I don't,
and I don't trust the FDA, so
I don't either. Yeah, I was like, I'd rather it not be FDA approved.
Yeah, I think
Give me raw
it's worth the shot. What's the harm?
That's what I told her. I said, at the end of the day, we're sweating, we're drinking a little salt water, big deal. But it turns out it was the gear that we wear, the forever chemicals in the gear that we wear to protect us from all that gross stuff is actually what was causing so much cancer. Yeah. So what a fun little development.
Came across the little thing last night, and I've listened to a full podcast about this and kind of where the whole cholesterol thing came from back in the day. And people still really believe in the lower cholesterol numbers. But if you go back and you listen to how they came about this and started prescribing statins and things, the research that they did was completely BS.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't doubt it a bit.
But, this is a really sour subject, especially for our demographic. But basically, I was reading this thing that people with higher cholesterol levels tend to live longer and have less cancers.
Yeah. It's weird, right?
And all these people that, I would say a high majority of the people I work with take a statin.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's, it's no harm, no foul, one of these things.
Yep. Yeah,
it's also the biggest moneymaker for the, so had the pharmaceutical industry acknowledged the fact that the original research that they started making these cholesterol lowering medications was bogus.
They can't do that, Jimmy. Are you crazy?
They're making trillions of dollars a year on them. So it's kind of crazy. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of these things you got to do your own research, make your own decisions, and decide which lever is the best to pull.
Yep, for sure. One of my old clients. His wife was a doctor, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, she pulled, like, she wasn't even his doctor, but she pulled him off of his. And he's like, but dude, it's amazing. Like, I actually feel way better. I like, all my numbers are perfectly normal. Nothing bad has happened. He's like, it fixed 10 things that I didn't know were wrong because of that one thing. So,
What's up, Kevo?
what up, Kev? Good morning. I thought you said subscribe to my lunchbox.
Subscribe to Kevin's Lunchbox.
He's got a new brand deal, guys. Look out. Big Kev's Lunchboxes.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm looking for a brand deal.
Yeah, me too, man. Let's get a sponsor.
Remarkable.
Yeah. Dude, you've gone all in on this thing.
Yep. So last Friday, right? Because this is
Yep.
did it last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last Friday I was mentioning it. Well, that Friday, Jen
Santa came early.
took me down to Best Buy and picked me up Remarkable before I went off to Kansas. And, so I used it through the weekend. And
Yeah, it's a cool little tool, man.
Absolutely in love with it.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if they got like a mini.
Yeah.
Like, I think I like the idea of like a little small one.
They got the Kindle Scribe. They're making a small version.
Okay.
There's several brands that make them, but like I did a lot of.
Well, that's, from what I understand, that's like the industry standard.
Yeah.
In the, pen to paper replacement, not necessarily tablet that you can write on.
Yeah. It just depends on what you want to do with it. Like the
Yeah.
Kindle, you can, it's easier interface to get like books and things on it, like a
I don't
normal
need all that
Kindle.
stuff.
Yeah, I just purely want it for utility.
Yep. I got an
And,
iPad. I ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying?
So if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about here, hold on. It's literally just a pen and paper, basically. But with this, I can itemize everything into folders. So I, over the weekend made folders for all my clients. You can upload PDFs for, say, like our normal tracking that we would do on a pen and paper in a folder, a client tracking sheet.
Yep.
You could upload that PDF into there. So it's just like writing on your client folder, but now you keep them all in one spot. I have separate tabs, like Johnny and I did our 101 meeting for 2026.
Yep.
I had a little goal sheet I downloaded from Canva
And
through PDF.
honestly wasn't even paying attention because I was looking at your Remarkable the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, just show me that thing again.
Yep. So I have everything in one place. Everything that I do, like even just throughout the day, I normally write things on sticky notes. Like, say somebody calls, needs a PFA, whatever. Like, I put a sticky note, and then inevitably I go and throw a folder down on my desk, and it blows away behind my desk.
Never
and
see
then
it again.
10 years from now, when they move my desk somewhere, they'll find that. But
Into the Hall of Fame.
I got it there. And then the shareability is really great because after Johnny and I met, we finished the goal sheet. It goes to a cloud, and then for my cell phone, I can just text it right to Johnny. So
It was there before
Johnny
I
has a
pulled my
copy
phone
of
out.
it. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it for myself personally to be more organized, and we'll go over some 2026 goals, I think, a little bit here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. And
Yeah, because I've gotten to the point now where like most of my client folders, like in all reality, are relatively performative. You know, it's just a thing for me to like, okay, they're up next. I can kind of organize them for my day. But at the end of the day, I just kind of make a couple notes, throw it back in my locker, and go again.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, there are days I don't write anything at all down. I get done and I'm like, I'll go to like their next session. I just change the date at the top. I'm like, okay, cool.
yeah.
Got another blank spot here.
Yeah. And this is easy to take with you.
Yeah.
And Jen wasn't, Jen had an emergency, so she was out. And there was one client that really wanted to, she has her daughter coming in here, really wanted her daughter to make sure she was staying consistent. So I was like, well, I have Daniel available. Daniel would have been a great fit for her. And she's like, well, do you have the workouts? I was like, I can check. So Jen has this big plastic accordion folder thing with, and I'm impressed by her organization with it. But as I'm going through it, I'm like, this is all solved
Yep.
by a slightly high investment of a piece of paper, tech paper.
Yep.
So
Is that what they call it? Tech paper?
I don't know. That's what I'm calling it.
I like the term tech paper.
Johnny's like, okay,
That's cool.
now I need one.
Yeah, I need one now. They have a term for it.
Yeah, and it's just like writing on pen and paper.
Need
Feels
some tech
feels
paper,
good.
brother.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get a brand deal with them.
All right.
Strike us up a corporate deal. Get everybody one. Get everybody on board. So yeah, I love it though. Like I said, the meeting the other day, I was watching you just write on that thing. I'm like, dude, that thing's cool. I just wanted to ask you more questions about that. We'll talk about goals some other day.
We got Jackson in the house.
The gang's
What's up,
all
dude?
here. So I was asking Jace earlier what he's wanting to get for Christmas.
Yeah.
Did they give you a good list?
They give it to Mom because they know
Okay, gotcha.
she's the one that's going to get it.
Yeah,
I'm I'm going to get them things to go outside.
I hope so. That's what I was hoping for. Just sticks and rocks, right? Some stuff to go
Yeah.
throw at the neighbor
Found
kids.
this premium stick
Yeah,
outside
dude.
for you.
It's got a handle on it. It's like perfect. Yeah. Now my girls both sent us a website with like a perfectly curated gift registry
Mm-hmm.
of exactly the size, color, where to get it. When you click it, it disappears off of our list. Apparently it stays on their end so that they don't know what they did or didn't get.
That's neat.
Which is cool, except for like Evie wants a $350 set of earbuds, like Bose,
Mm-hmm.
like in earbud. I'm like, where did you come up with that being a reasonable request for Christmas? Like,
Yeah.
you're insane. She's like, I'm just saying, they're cool. I like them if you guys are gonna get them. Said, give me another something because that ain't it. You got to get a job, kid.
Yep.
So yeah, we're starting that this weekend, I think. So we'll
Nice.
see what's still out there.
Yeah, I struggle with shopping for Jem because it's like hard for me to get somewhere to
Yeah.
buy something, and if I buy it on Amazon, of course she's going to see it.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
Yeah.
Like for a while, we had like separate Amazon accounts.
Mhm.
Somehow, like by accident, I think it was just like the logins kept us apart, which was cool. Because something show up to the house, I'm like, "Oops, it's got your name on it. It's got my name on it. Whatever." Now, as soon as I order something, I get a text message from Binks like, "Why did you order this on Amazon?" And I'm like, "Why are you on my Amazon?" Like she's like, "It comes to my phone." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, don't worry about it. It's just a thing. Don't read it." So it's been fun.
Yeah, man.
Binks is a Christmas like absolute insane person. She loves it. She starts prepping for Christmas like October 1st. I have to like beg her to not put the tree up until November 1st. And you wake up and it's like an elf. It's just boom. All of a sudden the house is covered in Christmas stuff.
Mhm.
Music on the car. Her car has like a Santa mode where like every time you turn the blinkers on in the Tesla, like it's jingle bells instead of the click. Every time you like start the car to go, it like plays Run Run Rudolph like loud the whole time. It's
Can you hear it outside?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm always inside, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But and then like on the GPS, your car turns into Santa's sleigh, which is
Mhm.
like a super tricked out Tesla sleigh, by the way.
Yeah.
And then all the cars on the road turn into little reindeer. And I think motorcycles are elves. It's weird.
That's
but
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
she loves it. It's her favorite thing in the world.
I was at Wawa the other night, and there I seen this truck with a dump trailer on the back. Like the back of the truck tilt.
Yeah.
And the way it was angled, it looked just like a Cybertruck. I meant to take a picture of it because it was so
That's
funny.
awesome. Yeah.
You can come in. Ashley, nice sweater.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a hot spot in here.
Yeah,
I love
man.
it. It's we do with what we got.
Yeah.
It's a trend around here.
So we're in Kansas.
Yeah. Dude, big weekend in Kansas.
Would have been fun if Johnny could have made it.
I was trying, dude. If I'd have, if it was in St. Louis, I was there,
Yeah.
which is a different state and a different area altogether.
Yep.
But Kansas City turns out not St. Louis.
Yeah. I'd really like Kansas. It was cold.
Yeah.
I was telling everybody in Colorado the temperatures were significantly colder, but Kansas I think is a lot more like here, like with a little bit of humidity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it was cold.
Yep.
It was super cold.
Yeah, they say like that Missouri cold is like different.
Yeah.
I was like, I've been there in the summertime. I drove through it. I don't want to even pretend I stayed there. No, I did go to. I was at Lake of the Ozarks for like a whole week.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've stayed in Missouri.
Yeah.
So it was nice in the summertime.
Yeah.
But
So it was good. Tammy was Group X Manager of the Year.
as she should be.
Of course, we shared. I was getting Fitness Manager of the Year, and then Beth
As it should be also.
Beth won Cleanest Club of the Year based on Medallia scores.
Okay.
And so she knew she was getting an award of some sort. She wasn't told what, and they asked for like a walk-up song and a picture, and she sent a walk. I don't think they played her walk-up song because it was like two people,
Okay.
her and
Yeah.
another guy, like shared an award. It was kind of
That's
awkward.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course her picture for the third year in a row is not her.
Yeah.
It's a blonde woman.
Yep.
But it's not Beth. And, she just said, just get my picture off the website.
Yeah.
Which is on the Brownwood website. But
yeah, I was going to say.
So it was hilarious. At this point, I don't know if it's like on purpose.
Right. It's got to be some high level trolling at like a third year in a row.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Like it's poor thing.
In all 3 years have been 3 different people that are responsible for the award. So it's same picture, right?
Okay.
But first year she won something for Group X, which was under Preston.
Okay.
So I don't know who's making the pictures, but
yeah,
I'd assume Preston is submitting the pictures to the people that do the display. Second year was Jose, because she was Impact Player of the Year. And then this year was Paul, one of our marketing guys that is responsible for our survey system.
Yeah.
So
and they all 3 used the same picture of the wrong lady.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Beth was prepared to talk, and she walked up, and when she found out it was like a shared award.
Yep. Throw that speech in the trash. Yeah.
Wrong picture.
Yep.
The other guy went up to talk. She just walked back to the table.
I would have done the same thing. I'd have, peace. Thanks for the award. I'm out of here.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Yes, it was good.
That's cool.
And we talked. I just couple takeaways. So I've been talking for a long time about working my delts and things more often, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they've grown, right? Well, last year I bought a suit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can get. It's the only time I wear my suit mostly is to go to this Kansas thing. Well, I didn't try my suit on.
Oh.
Until 10 o'clock the night before, when I had to get up at 3 in the morning to meet.
Yeah, I was going to say with just travel time allocated for nothing else.
Yeah. Well, my suit did not fit. It was so tight across my shoulders, back, and arms. Like I wore it, but to reach across the table to pick up a drink off the table, like it was like a bench press suit.
Nice.
Like it was crazy. So I think I've grown some some mass on my upper body. So I was excited about that.
I tell you what, man, the idea of putting a suit on, because I do it so irregularly as well, like creates this level of anxiety that just I don't even like. I'm like, does it fit? Is it not going to fit because I got fatter? Is it not going to fit because like my arms got bigger? Like what is the reason? But like it's I never expect it to fit ever again. Like I buy it and I'm like, all right, this is good right now, but probably going to need another one next time I need a suit. I had to get dressed up for that like Ocala Symphony thing back in like October or whatever. And I was like, dude, I've lost a little bit of weight. I shed some pounds. I leaned out. I did my thing. And then all of a sudden I go to try this suit on and I was like, I don't know if this is anywhere even close. And then sure enough, slide in it and I was like, do a little adjustment. And I was like, both buttons buttoned up. I had a little bit of room in the pants. I was like, okay, let's go. So I'm back in green suit, baby.
You went the opposite way.
Yeah, it was good. So
I'm definitely going to hesitate next time I spend $250 on a suit.
Yeah, just go to Men's Warehouse, dude.
Yeah.
Joseph A. Banks. It's so funny. The first suit I ever bought, I bought at like Joseph A. Banks, whoever it is. And it was buy one, get two free, $100 suit or something. And I looked like I was wearing a buy two, get one free $100 suit.
Yeah.
It looked like I was going to court and my lawyer let me borrow his suit. It was the dumbest looking thing ever. I was like, I will never do that again. And, Big's like, what? I mean, I guess it looks nice. I was like, no, it doesn't. I look like an idiot in this thing.
Yeah.
And ended up I donated 3 suits to Goodwill, 2 of which had never even been taken out of the zipper thing. The dumbest clothes ever. I think that place I got a business now. So,
yeah, I think that's where I initially got, like when we got married.
Yeah.
You get so many people that rent tuxes and you get a free suit. So like I had a suit. I think the only time I wore it, to be honest with you, was on our honeymoon cruise. You have the captain's dinner where you get to get dolled up. And I still have it. And like initially back then I was much bigger. I look like Kingpin, right? So I did try that one on. I'm like, maybe this one will fit better.
Yeah.
It looked like if I put the suit I did wear on Jace.
Nice.
That's what it looked like. Jason.
Big Jason.
Big dog.
What's up, brother? We got to get him in here one day.
Yeah.
I'll pay him to do it.
Yeah.
He said he's too busy, so I'll book a 1-hour session with him just to get him in here. But
yeah, Kansas was a good time.
good.
My remarkable came in handy a lot because you know, the one thing about pen and paper is like when you write something down, you know, you retain it better.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to give a presentation during our fitness manager meetings and writing out my points on the airplane and this and that. And like each one I did, I rewrote, and it was like much more fluent. I felt, maybe it didn't seem that way to other people, but to myself, I felt like I did a decent job.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like I had to give a speech. President requested that I do give a speech. I was like, he's like, do you want to give speeches as one of those things? I was like, if no one else does, no.
Yeah, you're not going to be the only one giving a speech.
If everybody else does, I'll say something. So I wrote out, you know, a speech. And
nice speech, too.
Thank you. Yeah.
Beth sent it to the group chat. So.
It went well. And the background on some of that was the room. The room is anybody can come to the actual Christmas party and award ceremony. You know, so you get like a lot of people from Kansas and they're trainers and whatever. And I think mostly they're just there for the open bar.
Yeah. That's the only reason I wanted to go.
Yep.
No.
So there was a lot of like talking going on, and it was like extremely rude. And I felt really bad for some people that were up there talking, and, you know, there's just hundreds of people having conversation while this person's talking. And I decided, like, I went through a lot of things in my head. Like, as I'm there, I'm just going to be like, you know, quick, thanks guys, peace out.
Yeah.
And then last minute, I decided I'm going to own the room, you know? And so I did my little macho, oh yeah, I don't know if you could really hear that in the video, but he introduced me as Macho Man. And then followed up with the Genesis, you know, like, everybody shut the hell up. I was like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, sometimes you just got to own the room. And I think I got that from, you know, what you teach now, balance and mobility, balance class. Because, you know, when my very first class, I was like, good morning, everybody. And nobody
even looks up at you.
And I was like, oh, hell no.
Yep, I did. You can, it's so funny because like my front row people that are like watching, getting ready for class to start, they know when I'm about to do, like they've timed my watch looks and they know exactly when I'm about to go. And they will look around at like how loud everybody's being.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as soon as I get started, if they don't stop, they're like, he's going to do it. Like he's about to do it. And I hit him with, hey, yo. Everybody's like, you know, stops. And I'm like, give me a minute. All right, let's go. It's time to start class.
Yep.
You know, and they've gotten to the point now where I just basically start class with like, hey, yo, it's time.
Yeah.
You know, but that one, like you said, just taking that command immediately just shuts them up for the 2 minutes I got to do my little speech. I don't care if you talk while you're working out, but like, let me get these stupid points across. I have a list of things I have to read over here.
Mm-hmm.
If Tammy finds that I'm not reading them, I'll get in trouble. So I have to like go over these points, then we'll get to the fun part.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to take command. That's the big thing.
Well, you have to, especially in Group X, because it's like, you know, not only a safety concern, but, you know, like you have to understand what's going on in class.
Yeah.
You know, and so I found that like taking ownership of the room right off the bat was super important. And then also getting people engaged in the conversation, so it's not just you talking. So I always had callbacks. You know, if I sat long enough, I'd probably remember my whole spiel for the opening piece. But it involved them calling back, and the class didn't move forward until everybody called back.
Okay.
You know, so I always had throughout the warm up through different things where they would have to call back. You know, otherwise they look like idiots because they're not paying attention. The rest of the room is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. I always found that good. And I was proud of myself. I wasn't going to do the bossman kadoosh.
Yeah.
But
you made him do it.
Since everybody was listening. And so the entire, you know, there's probably 300 people maybe.
Awesome.
Something like that. Everybody said bossman out kadoosh.
Nice.
So I thought that was pretty cool. But that was one of those things I was like, 30 seconds before going up, I was like, I'm not doing it.
Not doing it. Yep.
And then as I'm up there, I'm like, screw it.
Yeah. I got him. I got him right where I want him. We're kadooshing.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that was cool, man. You guys got the recognition you deserve. Like I said, this team is cool. Like, we're all good. We're great. But I think, like, the leadership that we get from the top really helps, like, kind of hold us together a little better. If nothing else, it creates an expectation, not only of, like, doing your job well, but, like, knowing you're going to be supported in doing your job well is huge.
Yeah.
we could be the most amazing team in the world, but like if we don't trust you guys, if we don't like you, we don't really care as much.
Yeah.
So it's really neat to. Speaking of team, there's Melissa again. She loves popping in here, getting her face on that window.
That's kind of the interesting thing too about expectations, because I'll listen to other fitness managers and they set like some real hard expectations, or they try to set hard expectations on numbers and things like that. And it's not something that I've really done here. The expectation is that you do a good job with your people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You take ownership of your area.
Yeah, the only numbers we ever really talk about are the ones you ask us what we want to do.
Right.
Yep. It like I always make the joke about me getting fired, at some point. At least once a day I make a joke about me finally getting fired or whatever. But there's never been you've got to hit these numbers or you're out.
Yeah.
Like if your clients are well serviced, if you're safe and you're doing your job and you show up, you give everybody a chance,
Yeah.
even sometimes to a fault. But, at the end of the day, it's nice knowing that like the pressure isn't there from you for numbers.
Yeah.
It's not a quota game.
Right.
It's can you grow? Can you, do you want more? Let's get you more.
Yep.
And
I've gone back and forth. Like, I hear people do that. Like if you're not at this level by this time, like we're cutting you out.
Yeah.
So it's like a fear to do better, but like this job, the way it's designed, your paycheck, is what you put into it.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna say, you're not paying me just to be in the building.
I've always felt like if I can, and I'll explain a little bit more in a minute, but I'm going to help you as much as I can. But at the end of the day, if your paycheck's not motivating you, then that's on you, And so if you weren't doing a good job and you weren't good to our customers and you weren't good for our organization,
I don't care
that's
how much you make.
That's a different story. Even if you were a high producer.
Yeah.
But like, hey, if you're comfortable and happy with your paycheck, and not paying your bills or whatever, and you're not putting in the effort, like that's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
but
but the more people that you have that are striving to be better, the more that the entire team will strive for that. So I do understand like where people set some hardcore numbers, like, Orlando's trying to change the tide there. So they have a little bit different communication than I would have.
Yep.
But in the moment, I think it's necessary. And maybe eventually it changes to more of a nurturing environment instead of like if you're not here by the end of the month, like, I'm sorry, but you're gone.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what needs to happen.
The vibe down there is rough.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, I was gonna say
better,
it's kudos to anybody willing to take that on. It's gonna be an uphill battle for a little while there, but like you said, you kind of have to make those big changes early to get to the point where you can kind of run like us. So that's for sure a challenge I wouldn't necessarily want, but I do like the idea that they want better. Because when we first started this, like episode 5, I think we went down to Orlando, did our first little remote deal
with Nikki.
Yeah, with Nikki, and that one, just those trainers that we met. I ain't trying to bag on anybody, but like it was just like the strangest little group of people. None of them acted like they wanted to be there. None of them acted like they needed to be at that meeting.
Yeah.
No, I mean, most of them weren't even in like the proper shirt, Yeah. It's crazy. And the few times I've been there, every time I go to Orlando to work out or pop in or whatever, I do see more trainers now.
Yeah.
There's a much more visible presence of a personal training team, which is a huge step. They say hello. Like they even, half of them sort of recognize me.
Yep.
So it's cool. Like they're engaging with people. Like you see all those little steps that we do a million times a day, every day. You can see them start to pop up there.
Yeah.
And it's cool. There's that little cultural shift starting now.
Yeah.
And it's going to get bigger. It's going to grow and it's going to turn into something cool. But sometimes you got to bust a few eggs to make an omelet,
Yeah.
So.
And probably that a lot of the original crew that you met down there, they're probably not there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't recognize most of
not there,
the trainers that I do see there. So,
And the purple presence thing, like I remember trying to push that trainer presence like prior to Genesis. You know, like when I was district fitness manager, whatever you want to call it, for MVP post-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I wanted to take the InBody and I wanted to get it on the first, you know, the second floor by check-in so people see it and people see trainers with people on it. And there's always these pushbacks like, oh, people are self-conscious, and it's like we're not announcing their numbers. Like,
it's not like it's on a big screen right over top of them.
Then if it wasn't that, it was, well, we don't want people to play with it. And I'm like, it's out in the open at Brownwood, you know, and it works well, and trainers can be seen, and all the trainers hid in that back area that's not there anymore. Mm-hmm. And so this past Wednesday I went in, guess where the InBody's at?
Is it up front?
It's up front.
All right.
Wayne moved it. He's like, we're done with that consultation room. I was like, about time.
Yeah.
This is like 5 years I've been asking to get out of there.
It's funny because I wanted the answer to be up front.
Yep.
But knowing Orlando, sometimes I was expecting it maybe to be in the back.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, they put it in that weird room. We're not even allowed in anymore.
Yep. And then where the supplements are, he put moved a table over there, and he actually had one of his clients, because the maintenance team said it's impossible. One of his clients, apparently he's a contractor, and he had a hand in building the original building.
Oh, cool.
He's like, he wired that Ethernet and all this stuff. And so now right where the supplement display is, there's two trainer computers.
Oh, nice.
So when I was there was, 3-4 trainers working on their schedules and things up front.
Very cool.
If they weren't there, they were at the front desk greeting people. They get the InBody right there. And then now the consultation space is right where I thought it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Purple presence.
Very cool, because, man, sometimes you walk in that place, you see the two people at the front desk, and you don't know if anybody else works there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a massive space. I get it. There are a lot of people spread out through that whole place, but that first little area just felt like a ghost town sometimes, you know? Like, I felt like I could probably take anything I wanted out of that supplement shop.
Yeah.
Because nobody's anywhere nearby to stop me, if nothing else. Like, I'm not going to rob them, but, like, if I wanted to, you're 50 feet away and nobody said a word to me. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, so now there's quite a bit of energy up there. That's good.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. It just reminds me, it's like, I seen myself as Rodney trying to push him down a hill that they didn't want to go down.
Right, yeah.
They weren't going down. They're digging their feet in hard.
Yep.
And so finally.
No, that's awesome, dude. But
mostly it's because it's 95% new people. So
I mean, that's the thing. You have to get rid of that old idea to let the new one grow. And if you've got a bunch of old, sticks in the mud back there that ain't going to do it, the new guys aren't going to do it either. That's one of the things, again, going back to like the fire service, we had to be careful where we put new guys, because you'd send them to the wrong station. You got, 4 guys that are 20 years in, they're over it, they're about to retire, they're done. They hate everybody, they hate everything. Their 6-month firefighter comes out of that station with the exact same attitude, and you can't fix it. It's like, dude, you got to be at the right station with the right people early on, because if you get those old jerks, it's just going to change your career. So it was one of those things. I usually got new guys at my station because I was, I don't want to say like a jerk, but like I had expectations of what a probationary firefighter should do and how they should operate.
Yep.
And I had no problem taking that little, mid-level, leadership role where like, I'm going to show you how to do this, where if you go to another station, you're going to look good, right? That's what you got to do. Here, this is your home station. You need to impress us a little bit, but when you go other places, when you float, you got to look good when you're out there. Yeah. So if you can do that for me, if I don't get reports when you float that you're a turd, like I'm going to be okay on you when you get back. But if I get one email or one text message about, man, your rookie sucks, like you're not going to want to come back here, because it's going to get, back to boot camp style. Yeah. And that was always fun for me, because like, make sure that they know they've got the best job in the world if they're willing to stick it out and do it. Yeah. And you get these kids that like they've never done anything in their lives, and they act like mopping the floor is the most ridiculous thing they've ever heard in their lives. I'm like, dude, you're mopping a clean floor. It's not like you even have to get anything up off of it. Like you just get it wet. That's pretty darn smooth for something to complain about. Like, well, we mopped it 2 days ago, and we're going to mop it the next time we're here. Like, we're going to mop this floor every single day. If you can't get your head around that, you're really not going to like the rest of this job because this is the easy part.
Yeah.
You know? And they're like, all right. And then I'd go in and you'd just see like one big like sweep through the middle of the walkway. I'm like, no. Every square inch of this floor needs to be wet, dude. Come on. Get this going, you know?
Yeah.
And they'd finally get it. It's like, oh, if I can't do this right, I can't do anything right as far as these guys are concerned.
Man, when I came out of college, I was so hungry to get established somewhere. Like I would tell them, like, I would tell them, like, I will clean the toilets. Like I will, you know, just somewhere to get my foot in the door. Like I just,
when I
for internships,
like
it's
right
like I'm working for
the
free
fire
anyways. Like
department,
I will literally clean the toilets. Like if you can start teaching me something, like, please.
All my jobs before the fire department absolutely sucked. So when I got there, I finally got through fire school and EMT and everything, and I'm working. You know, we get done with like, we wash the truck, we get everything checked off, we do all of our janitorial stuff, and then it's like, all right, so make sure you're studying your, you know, your Proby book, make sure all that stuff's up to date. We'll do a little bit of training later. We work out at like 3, eat dinner at 5. Other than that, just like keep yourself kind of busy. I'm like, that's it? Like, what do you mean? I was like, other than like running calls, like, what's the hard part? They're like, that's it, man. You got it. Like, just be ready for a call. And I was like, dude, like, this is great. You know, like, all I had to do was mop the floor, and on Wednesdays we clean the bathrooms. Like, okay, cool, yeah, I could do this, you know. And then you realize, like, oh, it's because we run 18 calls a day.
Yeah.
And like 6 of those are after midnight. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, there is a hard part.
Yeah.
There are some parts that suck.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Mostly trying to catch up with sleep.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
Not being fat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are the two. So, what's next? You got your remarkable list over there.
Yeah, I was just, oh, you don't have a remarkable list, Johnny?
I don't have this whiteboard over here with my list on it. So, yeah.
I thought it'd be kind of fun just to throw around some 2026 goals.
Okay. I like that.
I don't know if you have any specific. Johnny and I did meet.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I'm excited. I've had several people excited about sitting down and talking about goals.
Mm-hmm.
Some that, you know, it's not top priority for them. Some that I will probably have to grab them by the ear to pull them in my office to talk about goals.
Yeah.
And so there's like and there's levels to it. This doesn't mean that just because you don't want to sit down with them and talk, you're not motivated. Some people are just very busy.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, how much more busy can I be?
Yeah.
Some people are growing. Some people are happy where they're at. Like even Larry brought in his goal sheet to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know?
Larry was here at 9:30 in the morning and brought you his goal sheet. Like, who is this guy? He got himself a haircut.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
My goal as fitness manager is I want to have as many trainers as possible making career level money. So far, most people that I've met with, I'm really impressed with what they've sat down and talked about. And mostly they want to grow to the point where they can call this like legitimate career, like a 6-figure career.
Yeah.
And it's very doable, you know.
Yep.
Will take some effort, but I would love that. Like if next year, the likelihood of us winning any kind of fitness manager of the year, department of the year next year, extremely low because our goals are so high.
Yeah.
But if it came and they said, you know what club has the most 6-figure earning trainers? Brownwood. Like that would absolutely make my year.
Yeah.
To know that I have people here making an amazing income doing the job that I fell in love with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because, you know, in all reality, when you tell people you're a personal trainer, the next question is usually, oh, what else do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
like in addition to what? And it's like, no, it's like my full-time job. Like I'm, you know, almost 10 hours a day, 4 days a week.
Yeah.
I choose to work a little longer days so that I get a little extra off on the front end. But, you know, they're like, oh, like, how's that work? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, it was funny, you know, going over numbers. Like I have no shame in admitting that like mine aren't always great. You know, it's part of the podcast. It's part of the reason the show works so well, I think. But it was funny because like I came in with very, very modest goals. You know, it's hilarious because you're like, wait, let me just run some numbers real quick. And like Like we went from, I think I was like, if I could just make like 30, I'd be good. And you're like on pace right now to do like 47. So let's go 50. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Let's do that then, you know? So it's like more money for my truck stuff. But, you know, it's cool because like, there are days I feel like I'm absolutely killing it here.
Mm-hmm.
There are days I feel like, you know, what's next, in all honesty.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot less of those, like, what am I doing days, and more of like, look what I'm doing days, you know? And it's cool how just a couple little changes on that little, you know, algorithm spreadsheet thing we looked at was like, if you do this, this, and this, which were all very reasonable expectations, all things that are almost going to happen just with zero effort. If I just keep showing up and I keep, you know, renewing my clients and signing new ones at the rate I am, I'll qualify for level 4. That gets me this, this, and this.
Yep.
Just those little inert things that are going to happen are going to get me further than I expected.
Yeah.
And then we looked at like, if you kind of put in a little more here, here, and here, this is where we go.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, like what an eye-opening sit down, because like, again, we all hear, you know, we're going to sit down with, you know, boss man for a little one-on-one.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, great. We get, you know, here's our good stern talking to. It's never been that.
Yeah.
It's, you know, for me, it's fun. It's
again, at the end of the day, you're in control of your paycheck.
Yeah,
like
I get to hang out with you for like 30 minutes, not on camera.
if you're not interested and it's a waste of my breath, like I'm fine. Like, again, as long as you're representing our team well and you're not toxic to the team, you know, fine, whatever. You want to make $500 every 2 weeks? I mean, that's probably not going to work, but
it has worked for a little while.
But yeah, I just want to help. And so that's where, like, for this coming year, I'm working on a few things to be more organized, to help everybody that wants to grow keep a vision on that.
Yeah.
And, you know, part of that might be like, you know, and this might be dependent on the person, but pay tracking for each paycheck, kind of like where you're pacing at now. You know, like I do the 65-hour report, but that only speaks to a few people on the team that are at that level. But, you know, like if your goal is to make 50,000, you know, we can break that down per paycheck and like, hey, Johnny, this is where you're currently at. This paycheck. You know, the biggest thing for most people is just looking ahead. Yeah. You know, when you have a day that you know is not great and you know you have a big gap, like, let's take the effort today and fill that up. Yeah. Even if you don't, like, it's going to yield. You know, you can't grow a crop without planting a seed. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you just want to sit and look at the dirt all day. Yeah. It's cool. You know, I've had some vacancies in like my Tuesday, Thursday afternoons that have been weird to fill because it's right after class and it's a weird little time frame that, you know, kind of gets a little bunched in there. And I haven't had like a perfect, like, anybody come up that like, man, that's where I need to be. Yeah. So right after Balance Mobility yesterday, I'm up there, you know, finishing up my, you know, saying bye to everybody and answering all my little questions. And some guy comes up and he goes, so you're like a personal trainer too? I said, yes, sir. You know, the shirt says it. I mention it at the beginning of every class. I make several references during class to like training clients and doing all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like there's no secret to what else I do here. But he goes, I actually need a trainer. I said, I need a client right after this class, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So perfect. Like I need somebody to fill that gap right after class. What do we need to work on? You know, and he goes, well, it's actually what I was hoping you'd say. All of this in class is working, but I need that next little level. I need, you know, because I always describe it as like a one-size-fits-all T-shirt, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Group X, everybody leaves with something, but it doesn't fit anybody perfect. When you get a personal trainer, you get that tailored, custom cut, you know, just for you kind of approach. And he's like, yeah, I just need somebody to make sure that everything I need is happening. I said, dude, like, that's what a personal trainer does. So he's going to come in Tuesday after class, set up a little PFA. Nice. Right after it, we're going to get going. And that just naturally filled that right after class because we're going to make that part of his big warm-up, his big, I know exactly what he's done for the 45 minutes before we get together. Yep. I'm going to cover 30 minutes right after that where I know what he's done. We'll be able to fine-tune that. That's awesome. Yeah. So is that the PFA that's during your class that I seen next week? No, well, I keep getting those. I don't understand why that keeps happening. I wonder if it shows on the, we'll have to do some research. I've been blocking them off.
where like
It might not show on the club calendar or something.
Yeah, I have to
Something
take a
weird.
look. It's weird, yeah, because I keep getting those, and it's
Yeah.
like I like a PFA, but man, I got to
Yeah.
make 3 phone calls to get this thing changed now.
Yeah.
So it's like I teach that class for 18 months now.
Got a client.
Yeah, finally got a client, dude. I'll take it. I've had clients go to that class instead. I'm like, that's the backwards. But yeah,
So if you haven't filled your goals out, please do so. If you are at another club, I would highly suggest taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Sit with your fitness manager.
Yep.
I do like Johnny's goals a lot. You know, aside from income, he wants to finish his PES,
I hate that new name that they gave it, dude.
Performance Enhancement Specialist.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm a steroid scientist now.
And then Johnny wants to find a way to have more impact, which I love, because this is, I feel like, a really great evolution of you becoming like a really amazing trainer.
Well, thank you.
Coming from, we talked about imposter syndrome last week, but now you're interested in like, okay, how can I niche myself and really help people that need help? So
Yeah.
he talked about like a stroke specialist, maybe Parkinson's, maybe like joint replacement specialist. So very cool. Like, and then also community involvement. You had a great time at Huey's Build a Bed.
Yep, I really did.
Yep.
That felt like something that I should be doing more often.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool, absolutely zero financial implications.
Yep.
There was no, rubbing elbows with elites or any of that stuff. It was just me
Mm-hmm.
doing what I do best, which is working hard.
Yeah.
Doing something for somebody else with the only expectation I had was a cheeseburger at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because the dude with the food truck was cooking them, and I was ready.
Yeah.
But other than that, I wanted to make sure that I got everything I could for that place. And it was really cool. Like when Huey posted the pictures on his Facebook of the kids like getting the beds.
Yeah.
Like it was really tough to not get like a little overwhelmed. Like, dude, that's while I didn't build that exact bed, I built a bed that replaces the stock for that bed for some other kid that's going to get that exact reaction. And it was just real cool. I was like, I got to do more of this. And I want to find a way to like tie it into this place and tie it into what we do somehow, some way. So we had
Hear
some
that,
really
Chase?
cool ideas.
Some kids don't even have beds.
Yeah, that's real.
I try to tell these kids how lucky they are.
They don't know. Yeah. But yeah, that's something that I think could be really cool. It's funny, we talk about like how our phones listen to us and everything's tracking us. Since we had our meeting the other day, since I talked about the idea of adding some sort of like specialist program, a little more in-depth than just performance enhancement specialists, I have gotten nothing but targeted Facebook ads about like adaptive exercise specialist, disabled, adult exercise specialist, like all this stuff where I'm like, that is entirely too specific all of the sudden.
Yeah.
So it definitely heard me, and it's running it.
That's awesome.
So I'll have 3 of those probably by the end of the year because I just click on stuff and find out
Yeah.
I accidentally bought it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. And like I said, super impressed with some of the goals that people have brought to me. Also you want to include some personal goals. Like Kevin wants to bench 225 overhead or overhead press 225.
Okay.
So that kind of sparked myself. I've been working on my shoulder presses, which I've always been really bad at.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like when you're not initially like deadlifts I was pretty good at to start with. So I was like, yeah, I like this stuff.
Yeah,
Whereas
shoulder press
I was like,
is tricky, man. And, I've got little rules in place for mine where, like, the only time I have ever even really come close to, like, an injury while weightlifting was an overhead press. I got greedy at the end. I had, like, 205 going up. I'm right there, and I was like, ugh, I did that little back bend to finish it out. And I said, hang on. Okay, put the, barely got it back on the rack. And I was like, all right, so when my back feels better, because I will inevitably do another overhead press, the rule is if I cannot do it without, as soon as I go here, I'm done. As soon as there's any backward inclination whatsoever, if I can't do a strict, straight up and down overhead press, I ain't doing it. So
I got a goal for overhead press.
Okay.
My goal has been to do the 100-pound dumbbells, on a seated overhead press.
Okay.
And arm wrestled Wednesday, real good practice, real sore. Yes, it's a lot of shoulder pec, like more than people imagine, I think. Yeah. And so I came in the next day and I worked up to the 90s, and I got 3 reps with the 90s. So I think on a fresh day, I could probably do the hundreds.
I was going to say that's a pretty good indicator that
At least one. So I figure for 2026, if I could work up to the point where I can do the hundreds for 10, I feel like I would be a stud.
big dog.
Right?
That's big dog eating right
So
there.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. Like I was once like really excited about like bench press and stuff, but like now I'm like that weird dude doing
those little niche lifts.
overhead press, you
Yeah.
know, with the dumbbells, with the hundreds. Yeah. So
Dude, it's different though, man. You get that dumbbell, it's so much more, volatility, if you will.
Yep.
The stability of the barbell helps a ton,
Oh,
whether
yeah.
we realize it or not. But you get even half the weight of what you would do with a barbell and in dumbbells in your hand. And you're like, whoa, buddy, hang on. This is different.
Yeah.
So I like that. Yeah, I want to do. I've been doing like a little more rucking, throwing my backpack on, going for a walk. I think I talked about it on here. I did that 5K with my sister.
Yep.
And I threw a 45-pound plate in my bag, and I was like, all right, this is good weight, I guess, So I'm taking off on this 5K, and I see a dude maybe 250 yards in front of me, and he's got a backpack on that I recognize as a weighted ruck bag. Same thing. And I was like, I'm gonna catch this guy. That was my whole goal the entire time. But I had to be very aware of the fact that I was dragging my entire family with me. Every time I started going faster, they had to keep up, and they were not there.
Yeah.
So I had to, kind of heed to the fact that I'm going to let this guy finish before me, but I'm going to do it with my crew. My whole gang is going to have the fastest 5K they've ever done because I was there to lead them and work with them and help encourage them. So that was my victory. I had to, eat it and not catch that guy. So we get done with the race. We're all done. Dude comes over, introduces himself. He's real nice. He's part of like a ruck club, Brick City Ruckers up in Ocala. He's like, offers me a donut after. I was like, dude, thanks, man, appreciate it. And he's like,
This isn't a Parlo donut. I want nothing to do with this.
Get this trash out of my face. But then he goes, what were you carrying? I said, I had a 45. He goes, oh, you 45? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, man, we usually just do 20s for these. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, I got just 2 10-pound plates in mine today. I was like, so I did win. Immediately, I was like, I had more than twice as much weight. I'm good, dude. So
Let's run the next one with the barbell.
Yeah, right. Just overhead the entire way.
135.
But yeah, so I'm like, I want to start doing a little bit more of that. I like the idea of doing some rucking.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of my goals is to get out, get a little more weight on my back, and get some miles going.
Just get a crew together like Jethro, Johnny. You are Johnny.
I am Johnny, but yeah, I'll go.
Kevin.
Yeah,
for like the Brownwood 5K next year.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking of is kind of implementing. Because the club, they do a ton of events. They got a 5K coming up in January. I'm going to do with that Brick City Ruckers, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Start doing that a little bit, and then maybe using some of that as some community involvement down here.
Yeah.
Because it's cool. They're part of it's Brick City Ruckers, but they work with a charity called like H3. It's Heroes Helping Heroes.
Okay.
So it's former first responders, military vets, all that stuff that help with kind of for like vets, especially like reintegration after they get out of the service, mental health awareness with firefighters, first responders, cops, all that stuff. So I think it'd be really cool to get involved with them. We have a massive population of retired first responders and military here in the villages with probably a desire to help those that are much newer in the process, much more involved still. So I think it'd be cool to get that idea down here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I've been thinking about since our meeting. That's been kind of coming up as like we can do this, and this is probably a cool avenue to take with it.
Yeah.
Using some of the elder vets and retired first responders to help work those, younger guys that are maybe going through some stuff like, hey, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You can do it, So I think it'd be pretty rad.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah,
we even talked about because Johnny likes his 3D printer.
Yeah.
And he's been making, his grip attachments.
Yep.
If something like we could make those and sell them, and all the profits go to something.
Yep. Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Little unique grip attachments.
Yep. Yeah, I'm working. I've almost got my custom design down. It's got a little tweaking to do. I'm not a CAD designer. It's not my forte necessarily, but I am getting better at it. So they're coming soon.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I look forward to 2026, man.
Yep. I'm not going to say
everybody.
it. I refuse to say it's going to be my year.
It's going to be your year.
Every year I say that, it seems to get successively worse. So 2026, I'm going to give it what I got, brother.
Yeah.
I'm going to meet it where it is, and I'm going to do what I can to make it better every
That's all
day.
you can do. You
That's
can
my
only
goal.
control what you can control.
That's
so
it.
as long as you are in control of the controllables,
Yep.
you know, and you can handle the things you can't control. Wow.
Sorry, that might have come through, but I could control that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
So,
say hi to the people.
I think it's a good time to wrap it up, too.
Yeah, man.
It's a good one. We got an hour and 5 in, and I probably got to cut out 35 seconds of that song. So
And that fart.
we're leaving that one in. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate
All
it.
right,
We'll
Johnny
see you
boy.
next time. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.